It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome to another episode of Pen Game Elite Podcast. And today we're going to talk about a very inspiring story of a former hip hop artist slash rapper that's evolved into a country music star by the name of JellyRoll. Now, I'm sure a lot of y'all out there, especially if you're from the urban side of black folks, people that like hip hop music, that are listening to R&B and such, you probably have not heard of JellyRoll, right? You may have just seen some information circulating on him on Twitter today because he won Best New Artist last night at the CMTs, and he had a very inspiring speech where he talked about winning Best New Artist at 39 years old. And that's actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this video, because it's such an inspiring story. Number one, because he came from such a long, harsh background. This is a guy that was in and out of jail, in and out of the prison system, couldn't really seem to get his life right. He got into hip hop in 2003. So that's 20 years ago. He put out his first bit of music as an underground rapper. He put a lot of time into being an underground rapper, as a matter of fact. I think he dropped somewhere to the tune of like 10 or 11 mixtapes in his time of releasing rap music up until around 2015, if I'm not mistaken. He not only dropped about 15 mixtapes, but he has about 17 albums to his name as well. This guy has over 30, damn near 40 projects he's been putting out since 2003. He's 39 years old and just got his biggest accomplishment of his career at 39. Is finally being taken seriously as a worldwide, world-renowned artist, singing on one of the biggest stages. Y'all really don't know how big country music is, but in order to excel in that field, they really care about actual talent. They really care about getting in that studio and creating something meaningful, right? This is why JellyRoll at this point is able to win and succeed the way that he is. And before I get into all of that, I want to actually go ahead and play his speech from last night just so you can hear it. All right?
I got a second, and I'm going to say a lot, and I'm sorry, but the quickest I can say it is thank you to the label, Stony Creek Management, John Loeb, Joe Jamie, you saved my life. Country Radio, what's up, baby? I got 1,000 people to thank you, but most importantly, my Lord and my wife. I love you so much. You changed my life, buddy. Megan Parker, Haley, I love all y'all. We're friends. And Zach Bryan, I think you are one of the hottest things on earth, not just country music. You deserve this as much as anybody else. I love you. I'm glad we're sitting there partying the rest of the night, baby. But most importantly, there is something poetic about a 39-year-old man winning New Artist of the Year. I don't know where you're at in your life or what you're going through, but I want to tell you to keep going, baby. I want to tell you success is on the other side of it. I want to tell you it's going to be okay. I want to tell you that the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason, because what's in front of you is so much more important than what's behind you. Let's party, Nashville!
If you can't respect that, your whole perspective is whack, okay? We got a country music singer, former hip hop artist, and he's still representing hip hop. If you see him on stage, you see he got a pair of J's on, he got face tats, you know what I'm saying? He got a cross on his neck, he got like gold fangs in his mouth, like he is still loyal to the soil, to hip hop. He's just evolved. This is kind of the natural evolution. I think just about every Southern white rapper has a foray into country music. I think that is just the natural evolution based on location, based on the lifestyle in the South below the Mason-Dixon line. If you're into music, even if you're into hip hop at a young age, their parents are probably into country music, right? It's probably the stuff that they grew up around anyway. So for some people out there, they may feel like this is being overhyped. Some people may feel like, oh, this is just another story of a white person using black people and black culture to get ahead. And then now that he's at the top level, he separates himself. Hey, if you feel that way, I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying, looking at this from a humanity standpoint, from an inspiration standpoint of somebody that never gave up, somebody who was being pushed and pulled in a lot of different directions. He also dealt with addiction. He also dealt with a lot of hardships in his life. And that's what his music actually reflects. And that's one of the things I wanted to touch on in this video as well, is the transparency in his music. This is what hip hop is actually missing right now. The only artist that we really see captivating on that level is Rod Wave. And it seems like a lot of people are trying to push Rod Wave out of his position because they don't want him singing these hymns about pain and struggle, heartbreak, and things of that nature for the rest of his life and career. They're now starting to try to push him out of the way. So much so that Rod Wave is now jumping off stage onto a motherfucking ground board, acting like he's committing suicide on stage every night just to keep fans captivated and keep them watching and staying in tune with him. But in hip hop, everybody's popping bottles. Everybody's talking about these good times that they're not really having. Everybody's glorifying the sex, the drug dealing, right? How many sticks they got, rolling on everybody's block, shooting the block up. That's what we got in hip hop. JellyRoll got tired of making that type of shit. He was trying to put on his best version of that for a while and gave that shit up. And I think a lot of others need to give that shit up. His authenticity is what allowed him to get embraced in country music. They don't just let anybody walk into the country music field. We saw how nice they were or weren't to Lil Nas X when he dipped his toe and tried to make country rap a thing. They really don't accept country rap. You don't see Yellow Wolf getting accepted at the CMT Awards, right? You don't see him doing big time songs with their biggest, Winona Ryder, etc. She talking about this is one of her highlights of her career, getting to perform with JellyRoll. So this goes beyond racial boundaries. This is just what he was supposed to do. This was his calling, and had he given up at an earlier time, he would have never been able to embrace these blessings. Now I want to reiterate the type of journey this dude went through. So I'm gonna go to his Wikipedia page real quick, and I'm just gonna go and do a quick overview of what he's done and what he's overcome in his time, because even when he was in hip hop, he was not with, you know, the cream of the crop people. He was not with the most popular folks within the genre. So he was definitely more underground. He was definitely, you know, getting accepted by outcasts anyway. So check it out, man. They say before his transition into country music, JellyRoll launched his career in hip hop after being inspired by rappers such as 3 6 Mafia, UGK, 8 Ball, and MJG. Like hardcore Southern crunk rap, Southern playalistic rap. Like 3 6 Mafia, UGK, 8 Ball, MJG. Those are some of my influences as well. Those are people that I listened to when I was first getting into hip hop. JellyRoll put his first music out a few years before I did. This is why this is especially inspiring for me. He sold mixtapes out of his car, starting with the string of releases from his first project, The Plain Schmear Tape, in 2003, then following with the 4-part Gambling on the White Boy series from 2004 to 2011. His 2010 collaboration, Poppin' of the Pill, with Memphis rapper Lil White reached over 6.3 million YouTube views. So he partnered up with Lil White, who was also like an affiliate of 3 6 Mafia, Hypnotized Minds. Like they had put some investment into him for a little while. So he at least got to be co-signed by somebody that was stamped at some point. I don't think people really took Lil White all that serious, but there's definitely some diehard Hypnotized Minds 3 6 fans that upheld him, especially the white ones, right? This song led to the album Year Round by the hip-hop group Snow, which JellyRoll was a member. Over the next few years, JellyRoll released many mixtapes and independent solo albums, including collaborations with Lil White, Struggle Jennings, Haystack, and Tech Nine. Again, none of these artists, with the exception of Tech Nine, have really been taken serious in the hip-hop sphere. He kept releasing music. I think he did another jail stint or something like that at another point. Then you get 2021. He made his debut at the Grand Ole Opry. If you've never been to Nashville, Tennessee, you've never seen the Grand Ole Opry, but it's a huge motherfucking ballroom. I guess that's the only thing that I could call it, but it's a hotel. It's a ballroom. It's a prestigious place out there, and it's right by their mall out there in Nashville. All of those years, 18 years into his career, he finally was accepted by a prestigious organization, a prestigious group of people to display his talent. And by then, he was already starting to create his first dealings in country music. July 7, 2022, he was invited by country singer Craig Morgan to join him on stage at the Opry to perform Almost Home. So in 2022, he also started creating rock music and debuting country music, you know, kind of singing over acoustic guitar. Then in 2022, he released his debut country single, Son of a Sinner, which was written by JellyRoll, Ernest, and David Ray Stevens. I want you to look at the titles of his music because I want to really emphasize authenticity, right? So in 2016, he released an album called Sobriety Sucks, right? Does another collab with Lil White, No Filter 2. Addiction Kills, right? Whiskey Sessions, A Beautiful Disaster, Self-Medicated, Ballads of the Broken, Whitsitt Chapel, which is the name of the church that he attended when he was a young man at a very young age growing up. So we could even go further. The Halfway House, White Trash Tale, Whiskey, Weed, and Women. So I don't feel like his success is far-fetched. I mean, he's been pretty consistent with his titling, with his messaging. His music is really about overcoming hard times, overcoming struggles, overcoming addiction, overcoming alcoholism, overcoming, making terrible life decisions, being fucked up, coming from, humble beginnings, white trash, as some people might identify them as. I mean, he had a mixtape called White Trash Tale, so clearly he saw himself as that. He met his wife in 2016 or somewhere around there, and he says that she helped transform his life. This is another thing that I feel is missing in hip hop, right? In our community, many of us are shying away from marriage. A lot of us are shunning marriage. A lot of us are trying to act like we don't want to be married. I'm going to tell y'all, man, I'm going to be married next year, okay? I got a child on the way right now, and it is the best thing that has happened to me being with this woman, all right? And I say that because when you find your mate, you find your true partner, you look at life from a different perspective. It helps you value stability a lot more, family a lot more. You value your time a lot more because you don't have an endless amount of time to just go out, hang out, be around people, do whatever the fuck you want, get up at whatever time the next day, as long as you up in time for work type shit. Like, you have responsibilities. You have somebody else to answer to, and that person also, is being held accountable on the other side. Y'all are coming up with solutions for any issues that arise, or solutions to solidify your future. Makes you think of things differently, especially as men, because a lot of times we only give a fuck about what's directly in front of us. You know what I mean? We don't really see 5, 10, 15 steps ahead sometimes. And again, it's reflective in our music, because all of our music is talking about sleeping with 5, 10, 20 women, having that badge of honor, hanging out, smoking, being on dope, lean, whatever drug you can find, whatever drug is popular in the moment. We're magnifying all of the things that are hurting us. We're magnifying all of the things that are keeping us from being productive. And we're not singing about it or rapping about it from a stance of overcoming it. We're singing and rapping about it from a stance of, I'm happy in this place. I wouldn't want to be nowhere else other than getting fucked up in this moment. So when people wonder why hip hop is down, quote unquote, 40%, as they say, which might not even be a true figure, the content is definitely an issue, right? The fans are definitely an issue. At one point, fans will hold you accountable. At one point, fans would say, this sucks. We don't want that ish, right? Some artists do experience that, but a lot of stuff is skating by because of the content, because they've been trained to have an appetite for the trash. And when you try to give them something better, give them something different, give them something that's actually going to push them in their train of thought, they say, hey, when I cut music on, I don't want to think. That's what our people do. So congratulations to JellyRoll. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to you for staying down, finding a wife that helped change your life, helped you come out of a dark place. Right? And for anyone else out there that knows you have a genuine talent and you know that the world needs to hear you and that you have a genuine story to tell, stick to your guns, keep pushing, be strategic, keep evolving. Don't be afraid to evolve, because that's what JellyRoll has done. He hasn't allowed his age, his experience to jade him. He hasn't allowed that to make him hesitant to learn new things. Going into the country music field, I'm sure there was a lot he had to learn because he really was not a trained singer like that. Everybody's not going to gravitate to this story. Everybody's not going to spread this. But for those that get here and for those that get it, welcome to the show. Much love and respect. I'm signing out, man. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.